Hello, Facebook friends. It's Carla, your online doctor, with today's Live in 5. Today is Thursday, April 2nd at 5 p.m. So we are talking about disinfectants, right? It's a very important time to be talking about these things because everybody's using them. And clearly, hang on, I got a notification. Hi, Karen. So clearly, hand sanitizers are fresh on our mind, right? Everybody wants one. Everybody's needing them, and they're really hard to find. Hi, Brittany. Okay, so although the active ingredients in products such as Purell are not that bad for you, if you look at them individually, there is one ingredient, if you want to call it one, that ruins the entire product. Hi, Teresa. The active ingredient in Purell is 70% ethyl alcohol, okay? That is what makes it a proper disinfectant, okay? So that is good. The inactive ingredients include water, isopropyl alcohol, caprylyl glycol, glycerin, and vitamin E, just to name a few. All according to the Environmental Working Group, which is the independent group that I use when I'm trying to look at ingredients. They're independent. They rate chemicals based on research and all kinds of things to determine their safety on many different levels. They rate all of these ingredients anywhere from a 1 to a 3, 1 being the best, 10 being the worst. But the one ingredient I mentioned that ruins it all is fragrance. That rates anywhere from a 7 to an 8, depending on this site or other sites that you look at. That is bad. I don't use anything but a 1 or a 2 in my house. Rare occasions I'll use a 3 if the application use rates it a 3 for a use I don't use it for. Okay, so if it rates a 3 as a cosmetic, but I use it in my detergent, that ingredient, it's not on my skin, on my face, so I may go ahead and use that. Now, according to our government, companies don't have to reveal all ingredients on their labels, okay, under the guise that these are proprietary recipe information that makes them so that, they can find that nice loophole. The FDA has made this an exception on labels, even though the fragrance may contain things you'd want to know about and would probably not want to use if you knew they were in there. Now, this law is very outdated. It's from 1967. It's called the Fair Packaging and Labeling Act, and it was designed to protect perfume companies from copycats stealing their perfume recipes, like Chanel No. 5, right? You don't want some other company copying your recipe based on your ingredients and making something and selling it for less and outselling you. Hello, Glenn. But it's way outdated because now companies use that as a loophole to allow them to put all these nasty ingredients in your product and you don't know what they are. Okay, so looking into this list of over 3,000 chemicals, yes, fragrance listed as one ingredient can be up to anywhere. It could be 1, it could be up to 3,000 chemicals. It reveals some really bad players in the list, okay? 25 of them scored a 10 on the EWG rating. That means extremely toxic for different levels, whether it's cancerous, carcinogenic, reproductive toxicity, endocrine disruptors, allergy, immunotoxic. All different areas can be included in that rating, but that's a rating of 10, 25 of them. 1 out of 20 of that 3,000 scored 7 to 10, and 1 out of 6 scored 3 to 10. 1 out of 6 of them. That means over 500 chemicals you would most likely avoid if you knew what was in your particular product. Okay, one of the worst offenders is a product called in the category of phthalates. Okay, if you want to spell that, it's PHTHALATES. Now, these are known hormone disruptors. They are linked to reproductive toxicity. Just Google it, dangers of phthalates, and you will see. You will get a huge list. If you want to add dangers of phthalates, then EWG, Environmental Working Group, you'll get the information directly from their site, and you'll know exactly what they think. And they have the research to show you why those ingredients are bad. Okay? Besides hand sanitizer, what other products contain phthalates? A lot. Okay? Deodorant, makeup, shampoo, detergents, shower curtains, food containers, toy packaging, and so much more. I mean, there's thousands of products that people use every single day that contain this one, which is rated a 10 according to the Environmental Working Group. 95% of Americans show phthalates in their urine according to research. That's very scary. You wonder why we have disease in this country. This is one of the reasons. Now, before you reach for the fragrance-free products, like fragrance-free hand sanitizer, first of all, understand why they put fragrance in your product. Because the chemicals all put together that make up the product stink. They smell terrible. We are a society that likes smells. So they put all of that in there to mask the stink so that you can tolerate it or even like it, because it's going to have chemicals in there that make it smell amazing. Okay? But the fragrance-free products, they get away with this because they add an ingredient that is called, what did they call it? Scent masking chemicals. Okay, what the heck is the difference between fragrance and scent masking chemicals? Probably not much. Probably the same thing. And research is going to prove that same chemicals are in this category to cover up the aroma. So they're just fooling you guys. That's greenwashing at its best. These companies, for the most part, again, I'm not saying a blanket statement for all, but most of these companies that make fragrance-free are just trying to sell you a product. They don't care what's in it, and they don't care how it affects you, okay? So the chemicals may or may not rank, and I looked up some of them in fragrance-free products. They may not rank a 10, but many of them were ranked 5 and 6, according to the EWG. So usually because of allergy and immunotoxicity. Well, people, we can't afford to have our immune systems compromised right now, so don't buy fragrance-free products just to try and avoid the fragrance in the bad product to begin with. Okay? Neither is what you're looking for right now. We don't want these kind of things in our bodies now and really any time, because your health is going to suffer in the long run. So if you missed any of my lives this week, I talked about, and last Friday, the dangers of Lysol, Clorox bleach, wipes, all the things that people are using right now to disinfect. Stay tuned tomorrow because we're going to talk about some natural options and the products that I use that will help you get through this time without poisoning yourself in the process. Okay? So on that note, please have a wonderful day, and I will see you again tomorrow for another Live in 5.